Hey, hey. Hope you guys have been doing well. It's hot as fuck here today. Not as hot as usual, but still pretty hot, I guess. Hey! Hello, Infodave. Hope the day has been going good and funny for you. Not cute and funny, maybe just good and funny. Since probably wouldn't go to jail for that one. But yeah, it's like yesterday it was like 37 degrees out, and today it was like I think the highest was 36. Ah, the heat, man. The heat is gonna kick my ass. The what now? Oh, total assault. Wait, which one is it? Is it that bad? Puppet? Wait, Puppet? Shirokuro? Oh, yeah, Shirokuro was a bit of an annoying one, huh? Am I not done? Oh yeah, I didn't do this one yet. Choose more. Yeah, not only more blue, but like with Shirokuro you need like dodging as well. And it feels like the need to dodge is probably gonna just make it worse as well, if anything. What could be worse again? It's already pretty bad to be honest, but yeah, it sounds rough though. Oh no. This might not end well, huh? But yeah, with like, at least with Shirokuro, yeah, if you have dodging, if you have characters that can dodge decently well, it's probably not too bad, I guess. Though requiring blue in and of itself sounds like it'd be pretty annoying as well. You don't have what's that name again? You don't have the Wakamo either, right? That's gonna be extra rough then, yeah. Oh look, you're starting to use skill cards. Uh-oh. Yeah, I can't do anything about that either. But yeah, it's kind of interesting because when they use the skill cards, it's like it actually like reduces their brave bar. So now it's like the one time that this bar can even be reduced. Summer Izuna or normal Izuna? Oh wait, no, is Summer Izuna even out yet? If you can borrow Summer Izuna feel good. Normal. I mean, she's not the best, but I guess like the only good thing that she can do on Shirokuro is dodge. Like it's the only thing that she has going for her that is good is just the fact that she has built-in dodge. Not on the cause normal Izuna, her skill is like you select where to go and she can go to that point. So like she can dodge out of the way of the attacks themselves. Or if you had started a little earlier, you could have gotten the Sports Day Yuka, which Sports Day Yuka is so good for that stage, it's like you wouldn't even believe it. Like I regret not having like Sports Day Yuka, to be honest. Like she's so good, she's just so good, I can't even begin to explain it. For like this kind of bosses, cause she can move your entire party and she works as a tank. Also, hey Solexo, how you doing? They do it. But yeah, Sports Hasumi as well, cause like Sports Hasumi is good for a blue character just because like she's free, and that's about it. Like no, she's a character that you can get for free, 5-star her, and also max out her equipment. So it's like, in that sense, she's really good because of the fact that like you get her at a very good position right off the bat. So for like a free character, she's really good. Basically, unless you're like a top tier whale and like you have every single character maxed out, she'll be good because like it's rare to have a character with a maxed out weapon and skill. Wait, can she even do damage to me with the card? Am I not immune to ice? Oh, I am. Cool. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I can't even like use the aggressive stance. Like literally for this battle I can't do shit. I can only watch because like both of them like their buff, their skill buff, they're immune to the element that they buff their weapons by. So like all I can do is just watch. Though it's really convenient since like their biggest gimmick just doesn't do shit. What did barrier do again? But yeah, like Yggdra, I guess if you have no one else that you can want to get, you can get Yggdra, you can just use Yggdra for it. Items and skills, you should overall what card enemy is using as well. It's not this time, it sounds like cut because of spirit, you can just kill no matter what. Oh. But that sucks. What about enemy? Okay, different rounds. Yeah, Wakamo is still probably one of the highest tier blue characters for you right now, I think. Go equal of them in the chart until they reach the next tier. Then they will drop, so I weaken myself so that I can do this, so that I can activate the barrier. All this dealing damage. Yeah, but even then, she does a decent amount of damage on her own, so for the sake of like dealing damage, she still does more on her own than if you were to bring an Yggdra along, is the thing. Because it's like, she relies on others' damage to do more damage, but her own damage is already pretty decent as well. So it's like, if you really have no other characters to use, you may as well just use her. But if I use the shield, I survive with more units. That means that like they don't kill me as hard, I guess. Or rather, because I have more units surviving, technically I should do more damage to them as well. is how this works, I think. Right? Yeah, the surviving units bonus. Okay, cool. That said, the battles are still very slow, yeah, even with the cards. There we go. And he has that. Wait, why did she get pulled in? Oh, okay, yeah. She's just gonna get wrecked, huh? I didn't even know she was in range, god damn it. Oh! Oh! Pain! But yeah, it does feel like blue damage is always a problem early on, huh? Like, it feels like the best character to use with Whack-A-Mole would be probably like what? Iroha, Summer Izuna, something along those lines. So it's like, if you don't really have other characters, it's like, it's still really tough, huh? That too, yeah. If there, I mean, I'm surprised. Someone probably should have used her, right? Surely. Why did you stop charging? Oh, charge, charge, steal, steal, quick, steal from her. Can I steal anything? Stole item. Ring. Okay. Yeah, having Nietzsche against her is quite useful as well. Ah, Nietzsche actually makes the battle so much easier just because like she's immune to the ice damage they do. Like the two things that are supposed to give them a shit ton of damage just do jack shit instead. Although it's kind of boring since I can't actually use skills, I have to just sit here and wait, like passive waste. Yay, indeed. Well, they're fucked. Wait, when did Infidage start again? I'm surprised they don't have like Sports Hasumi, to be honest. I would have thought they would have started during like Sports Day or something. Or was it after?
Please, forgive my weakness. For the sake of the Undi.
Because I feel like we've had the conversation of like about like the skill thing for a while already. I mean about the Sports Day thing with them before as well. Oh, Wait, did he die? The fuck? What the fuck? Do I have to restart because of that? Is he just dead? No, right? God damn it, I feel like... Surely he's not dead, right?
Let us proceed.
Dude, he just fell on the...
Your army has reached the sandbank.
He did the... He did the thing the German emperor did during the First Crusade. He just fell on a leg and died. Like the fuck?
Please lay down your weapons. This battle is
Most
meaningless.
anticlimactic... Damn it.
Princess Yggdra, I expected you would say that. You used
That's unfair. That's
justice
so
as a
un...
shield to
that's-
excuse your actions
They don't even
against
show...
us.
Did they show when the ice would
We
melt?
must act according to our own sense of justice. Tell me, is there anything that separates the two of us?
You
Man...
slaughter the innocent. I seek only peace between us.
You, our lifeblood, our only means of survival. As royalty, you should understand full well.
Oh
A
no.
leader has a duty, a sacred trust
Oh no.
to protect one's people, no matter the cost.
Ah, but man... Still feels sad that I failed the ballot for the
That child
Blue
is
Archive
she.
2.5
Her
anniversary
only wish, as she told
live
me,
thing though.
I will save you and
Like, I wanted to go down just for the memes of it. Especially since it was close by, so I could just cycle there, but like ballot.
She was
The
a kind girl
the
who thought
next
nothing
like
but her own
0.5 anniversary for
She
Blue
is not
Archive,
the
they are
only
doing like
one.
a
I cannot let
live
such people
event
perish.
where they'll be
It
announcing
would
all the
be
stuff.
unjust.
So I was like, yeah, sounds fun to just go down.
We have
But like,
talked around the matter for too
unlike the
long.
previous events, this one's on a ballot, meaning that like,
My decision
there's a
is
limited
final.
number of
Now
spaces, and whether or not you get in is like pure RNG.
So much for negotiations, huh? Looks like we've got no choice.
And that failed.
The Undines have everything to
Oh, he's still
lose.
here.
They cannot surrender.
Is fighting the only way?
I guess he's just gone for this battle, but that
We
sucks.
too must fight for our survival, Princess. For the sake of the people of Paltina.
Here they come!
These guys are gonna be out. Yeah. It's kinda annoying that most events in Japan are like this in terms of like getting in. It's a lot of RNG ticketing and all that. I feel like two different events just triggered there at the same time, but okay. But yeah, that's the only thing with it. It's like there's so much RNG with stuff like that as well. It's kind of annoying. I mean, on the bright side, it's not as bad as those like older Idolmaster or like AKB 48 lives. I remember those as like back then ticketing was even more insane because like now it's like you ballot for it on like the ticketing website, but you don't actually have to pay in advance. So like you ballot and if you succeed you pay, if you fail you don't pay anything. But back then with like AKB 48 and like all that kind of stuff, it was like you would ballot for the ticket in advance. No, sorry, you would have to buy a physical item, and with the physical item you get a like when you buy the thing you get a pamphlet with it that you can use to like mail in with a chance to get the thing. Gacha for tickets or version. Hey, I would rather a free gacha for tickets than to like go with the insane balloting purchase bonus thing they had. Because the purchase bonus was also a ballot, so it's like, it was insane. Because literally people were buying like an entire box worth of like CDs. So like, they would buy like maybe like 50 to 100 of the same CD just to ballot for the ticket like that many times. And when you consider how much a single CD costs, it's like, man. Pay to win. It's literal pay to win. And as insane as it sounds, it's like literal pay to win. Because like you would think, right, like the reasonable and sane thing to do is to like a normal human being, you just buy like one of the item and you use the ticket you get to ballot. But like those people, man, their head runs at a whole different like 5D chess ball game. I use mind change. What if I do this? Does it like drain and give me the soldier? Oh. Huh. Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh wait, do I need to have the same unit type as they do for that to work? That would kind of suck if I needed the same unit type as well. No. Uh-oh. The fuck?
Princess, someone.
Those aren't Imperial troops. That's the royal army the Empire's got a bounty on, huh?
Now's our chance, boss. We're in for a fat payday.
Sounds good to me.
Miser. Yes, of course. Miser the bounty hunter. I wonder if the AI would actually be stupid enough to like walk into the water or something. Like that would actually be hilarious if they would just like walk onto the ice and have the ice melt below their feet and they just die or something. Would they react differently if she goes up to them? No. I thought because she's an Undine, they would like have a different text, but apparently not.
All right, here we go.
I accept your challenge.
There.
I am still able to fight.
Like you there. Get lost.
But yeah, there were a lot of ballads this month, I guess. There was the one for Comic Cat as well, which also didn't go well. Though at least now Comic Cat isn't as insane as it was in the past, so I feel a bit less bad. Though it's kinda ripped. Because this was the one time where like a specific circle that I was following in the past actually made a comeback and I was like, oh shit. Back in my day it was hell. Back in my day it was actual hell. Fuck, I don't want to go back to those days. Like, not in the slightest. It was so bad that I just never want to go back to it. Like the back in my day meme, it's like with Comic Cat, it's like hell nah. I don't want to go back to an era where people were camping 3 days before the event opened up to like just to get like 1 fucking centimeter in front in the queue or something. Like, yeah, I don't know, the current system feels a little bit better, just a little bit.
I'm not going down. Like you. Like you.
Well, I ran out of energy. I can't aggressive. I would have to say this game feels like it would have been more entertaining on mobile. Like, after some level of introspection, I feel like the reason why this game felt fun back then was precisely because it was on the Game Boy. And like, because it was portable, and you could like play it on the go while you're doing something else, it was kind of fun because you just like chill and playing it, you know. Kind of like Pokemon, right? Where it's like you want to do IV breeding. You don't do that when you're free and on the PC and like chilling and like looking for a highly interesting game, right? Okay, maybe there's some like Pokemon fanatic who just wants to like spend like a 6-hour stream just breeding Pokemon, like some kind of like Pokemon sex stream or something, I don't know, but like that and that feel like games which are like, perhaps on mobile when you're chilling, it's a bit more interesting in that sense. Or like the feeling is just different. Nothing there. More here. More here. Let me do this. But yeah, man, like I think back to it now, it's like the days of cycling 40 minutes to get to like Big Side, which is where Comic Cat was held. Like to cycle 40 minutes at like 3 past in the morning on like 4 hours of sleep just to get there, just to beat the first train, or to like go 7 PM the day before and queue overnight till like 10:30 AM the next day and stuff like that. It's like, after not having had to do that for a few years because of the pandemic and everything, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I want to go back to that, man. Like there are people out there who are like, no, that's tradition, man. We got to do it, it's tradition. And I'm like, nah, fuck no. Fuck tradition, man. If tradition means that I have to put myself at the risk of dying for the sake of fucking like Kuma event, I think I'm out. I'm too old for this at this point. Is she gonna move? No. Are they gonna move? Now, what's the objective anyways? Defeat her. So they are like a... They are not like core for victory, huh? They're like literal unimportant mooks who I can just ignore. Okay, cool. Oh. Try this. Isn't she gonna die soon though? 1.4k. Oh wait, I forgot to attack! That was not intentional. I actually just forgot to attack there. One thing is there's a fuck ton of numbers and some of us aren't even shown just given value. Fuck ton of numbers and some things that aren't ever shown. You how to tell what will happen in combat. Not expecting combat you get as when units die. No HP bars, no damage numbers increasing. Yeah, that is true. Like in terms of the HP, only your main hero has HP, which is something that isn't explained either. Like this bar at the bottom here is technically HP only for the hero, so like when the hero is the last man standing, it's the only time that number actually matters. Which is kinda very weird as well. But in terms of the numbers, most of it is explained in the tutorial though. Though maybe it's just because like when we were going through the tutorial I did skip quite a bunch of stuff as well, which probably did not help with that. But like the number over here is basically just the number of units left behind the main like hero. And most of the other numbers outside of battle are just the stat value of the card itself. So like how much damage you deal to the morale is based off this card power, which is that big number that shows at the side of the card. So like the way it works is that each card has two numbers, one of which is the power and one is the movement. So movement is like how much movement you have shared among all the characters in your party. So like if I move her here, it reduces movement for everyone, but the power will basically be used in the damage calculation for everyone's damage to morale. How much each icon for effectiveness means? Oh, like that. How much damage the boss use in combat etc. Yeah, those aren't explained, aren't they? Yeah, because like it is indeed the case that the only thing that is shown is like the icon at the bottom. And like while you know that like doing this increases it by like using the aggressive pushes it up in the advantage, how much it does, how much more effectiveness it does in like pushing down the enemy's HP is not shown. Yeah, if you compare it to similar games of the era, that is also the case, huh? Like when you talk about games from the same era, it'll be probably like FE Radiant Dawn. And with FE, like I mean Fire Emblem, like most of the numbers are typically quite clear, which makes it very obvious like what each thing does when you go in and attack, I guess. Even when you compare it to, like, say... I'm trying to think of what other turn-based strategy games there are, but it's probably like FF Tactics as well. Like, most tactic-based games tend to show the amount of damage values you would do in general, huh? Even those that were a lot older. That's like a yellow. He used a skill the previous battle that stunned her. I think there was a text as well as like an icon beside her character portrait indicating that she got stunned the first time she got hit with his skill. Oh wait. Oh, she's already dead. Never mind. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. It should be also so yellow. Yeah. Chibi is also yellow. Just a spread. You mean this was also yellow? This wasn't yellow before. Was it? I might have missed it out, but the last I recall, the sprite, if you meant this sprite, it wasn't yellow the whole time, but her chibi was always yellow. Not they won't. Ah. This sounds like some kind of visual bug or something, huh? Yeah, like now it isn't yellow anymore, huh? Even though the character portrait still is. Walking away, let me finish that battle. Why do I feel like there's a very real chance she might just die? What does that even do? I have no idea what that actually does, and I think like that might actually kill her. Uh-oh. Well, that did nothing. Yeah, maybe I should have read what the skill actually does before using it, huh? Oh, he's out of range. 600 morale. Morale. I get the feeling that she's actually gonna die here. Okay, let me reload it just a little bit back. 27. Also, I feel like chasing things so you're kind of just force encouraged to min-max every mission because EXP don't get wasted and therefore makes game hard in the future. Ah, that, yeah, it does feel like a thing that many of those games of the era just tried to do. Like some way that they were just trying to increase the difficulty without really increasing the overall game's difficulty. Wait, okay, I need to restart that part. I forgot to attack. It feels like a lot of games from that era did this, which always felt kind of weird, to be honest. Wait, let me just real quick do this. Like even the most modern FE games are still doing it, and it's one thing that I find very annoying with FE as well. Wait. Because like I think I mentioned it before as well, but for like the Three Kingdoms FE game as well, it's like if you were playing the game on the max difficulty, it's like you are required to min-max so hard that like you need to bank on the character's level up RNG, leveling up very specific stats. And if that doesn't happen, you actually like can't clear the next level. Yeah. With FE's like max difficulty mode in particular, it felt very extreme just because of the fact that like there isn't really a way out of it at that point, because like with this game and like FE, when you're not at like the highest level of difficulty where you're trying to maximize every little thing, it's like you still kind of have a little bit of, maybe leeway is not the right word, but like there's a word for it. I'm trying to think of what the word is. You kind of have a little bit of leeway for like mistakes and things like that, but with like FE at its highest difficulty as well, it was like you just couldn't. If you made, it's not even like if you made a mistake, you can't clear the next level. It's like if you weren't lucky and you weren't like completely precise on how you chose to level which character, you couldn't clear it, which was like, I don't know, something about that level of like precision was very insane. Like with this and the earlier FEs, it's like, yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, it's part of the overall strategy of the game, right? It's like, if you are trying to play like a war game as well, for example, like, what's the game called again? Unity of Command, right? Like where your forces are intentionally limited across a long-term campaign, then like choosing who to preserve and who to strengthen is like a tactical choice you're meant to make across the length of the game. But like, you can introduce yourself top 10 members for because you didn't grind enough. Yeah, but you can't grind, right? It's the thing with those games. Like the only, unless you mean grind as in like you are intentionally re-rolling the RNG for like, which is 5, thank god. Unless by grind you mean like re-rolling the RNG of the level up, because like with most of those games there isn't all too much to be like sitting there to grind since enemies aren't infinite either. It feels more like a case of like, if you really want to level specific characters, you need to intentionally put yourself in a situation tactically where you would be able to use them to do the last hit, right? And then you pretty much get it done. without getting it. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, for most of these games, it does feel like even if you don't min-max to the extent, you can still clear it. Like, they're not designed to force you to beat every single enemy more often than not. I mean, obviously there are some that are, and in those situations, it is quite bad design, I would agree, but it does feel like the idea of like having limited resources and limited things that you can level up isn't too far gone as an idea in and of itself, especially if you're trying to play or create a game where like the goal is like a long-term war game campaign. Need to pass it, just do this. Or you just are on the side of caution, right? More often than not, even if the stage doesn't force you to beat most of the enemies, more often than not, like the enemies you do need to, the enemies necessary to beat for you to get to like the next part is something that is, to some extent, something that you're led towards within the game's design itself, right? Like, if you were gonna design it such that this is the bare minimum required to progress later on in the game, the way to design it as the designer would be to design it such that the players will more often than not incidentally fight the bare minimum required. Like, if the goal is to like kill man A at the end of the dungeon, then you would want to put enough characters for the player to be able to clear the rest of the game in front of man A in a way that they are forced to beat those. And then you put everything else in an optional, slightly further off direction where like the player can choose not to interact with those. Like that should be the way the game should have been designed in the first place, so that the player does not have to have the issue that you're bringing up now. Obviously not all games will do that, because like obviously not everyone's gonna think of doing that, but if the game is well designed, is all I'm trying to say, is that then that will be something that would have been factored into the game's balance as well. It's kind of like playing Unity of Command, right? Where it's like, actually no, I shouldn't use Unity of Command as an example, sorry, because with Unity of Command it's a bit different, because rather than leveling up the individual unit, you still are leveling up the individual unit, but you have some leeway to rearrange your forces in the next stage as well, so it's kind of different from what you're actually talking about now. I feel that like a video game, they have to get more XP since they can get more XP. Yeah, that's the thing, like obviously if you design it such that people can get more, people will always want more, right? It's like, it's just a thing with all games. Like if you play an RPG game, it's the same, right? People are always going to over level, because like it's better to like over level than to under level, and people always feel like they could use more EXP because that will put them in a better situation where they will be better able to beat the boss later on. Like by design games where grinding is possible, people will always grind to some extent, or rather that is the norm. So like the best thing that can be done in terms of the design of the game is to make sure that like if the goal is obviously to not make a grindy game, then the bare minimum required to progress should always be put in a situation where the players will clear it. And then everything else should be a side objective that the player can do, but they don't have to. Like if you do it, obviously the game will be easier, and that's the same with like most games as well. I mean, most games have a leveling system at least. But at the same time, those should be... No, maybe at the very least, they should be designed in a way to show the players better that it's meant to be a side objective as well, come to think of it. I keep going back to Unity of Command because I think the way they do it is pretty nice, but like what they would do is that like they would show you what the side objectives are and what the rewards for your side objectives are. And like if you truly wanted to like be a boss, you could clear the entire game without doing the side objectives, but at least they make it clear what the side objectives are. And that clearing those side objectives would make the rest of the campaign going forward better. Or well, smoother in that sense. The thing is, depending on the difficulty, you can basically stop outside things such as that. Essentially, no. I agree with you. Like, the fact that can happen is not a good thing, but at the same time, like what I'm trying to say is that, like, I feel like the reason why that can happen is due to bad level balancing. Like the game was not designed well enough for the players to be able to progress the game without soft locking in that sense.
So many humans.
Like what I'm trying to say is that even within the same game, if enemy positioning was better designed, they could have designed it in a way where you would at bare minimum clear enough characters such that if you wanted a truly challenging tactical experience, because you're playing a tactical game, you would not soft lock because you basically have enough pieces of the puzzle there to do it. Or perhaps if the goal is to make it such that even the average player could do it, then you could just have a lower difficulty, or just make it such that the bare minimum is enough. Either or works as well. Like, as I'm trying to what I'm trying to say is that I agree with you. It's just that I feel like it's more of a balancing issue with the company rather than an issue with the type of game itself.
Justice lies with the holy sword. Is this justice?
Princess.
Because like Fire Emblem always has this issue. Like the issue you're bringing up feels like it's always in every single Fire Emblem game, and I hate it so much. Like I played the very first ever Fire Emblem that got like English localized, and that happened at the final stage in the game, and it felt like shit. Because essentially I managed to clear the entire game right up to the final boss, only to reach the final boss and realize that I just wasn't enough. Like, that felt fucking horrible. It's just like, imagine getting all the way to the final boss, and then at that moment you then realize that, like, oh yeah, come to think of it, I didn't grind enough the entire game through, huh? So now I'm kind of just completely fucked because of that. And like, that completely sucks. It's like, it'd be better if you just didn't have XP system based on amount of combat. Just skip the team and keep playing internet amount of quests. And yeah, that's basically Unity of Command, where like they basically give you command points at the end of you clearing all your objectives and side objectives, and then you use that to distribute like buffs and bonuses to your existing units. Which is why I was like, I took back the line on like, it's kind of like FE, because it's very different. Because FE does the same thing, as in Unity of Command has the same style in the sense that it's a game where your progress in previous stages affects your gains in the next, but the difference is that, like what you said, they give the player the intended amount of points at the end so that the player can decide for themselves upon seeing the enemies they are facing in the stage itself who they want to upgrade, which is a lot better of a system. Like for Unity of Command, it was so good that it was to the extent that like you could roll back buffs that you could roll back upgrades from a unit, or completely remove a unit and just like merge it into another unit on the next stage using the bonuses that you got at the end stage instead. The only issue with Unity of Command is that it's fucking boring. No, it's fucking boring to watch people play it. I love it, but I cannot imagine like sitting someone down to watch me play it. You look at a screenshot of the game and you tell me if you would want to watch someone play that. Literally, it's gonna end up being like, we will spend like 20 minutes on a stage, and then I'll just be like, oh, game over. I don't think we can progress anymore because they attacked the fucking railroad that was like 50 steps behind me like 10 minutes ago because I didn't notice they had a unit lying in ambush there, and then we restart the whole stage. Because it's a game that's very based. Wow, good game is cool, but it's fucking boring. It's fun to play, but boring. I feel like it's boring for people to watch. I don't know if it'll be fun for people to watch. Like, it's the kind of game that I can play for like hours on end. Like, I would lose sleep over that game, but I cannot imagine like getting someone to sit down and watch me play it. If that makes any sense at all. You mentioned to watch part. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. And then I realized, like midway through the sentence, I realized. Then I was like, to watch.
Where are we now?
Verlaine Hills.
But yeah, the reason why it's boring to watch is, in a sense, like a large part of that game is focused on the concept of like balancing your supply lines. Like, it's a tactical game which is about maneuvering your units and like outflanking your enemies. But like, more so than that, in order to like replicate like a real life war, the game has a very big focus on things like supply lines as well. So like, if you play the game in the way that it's like meant to be played, like 70% of the game is like about cutting supply lines, and 30% of the game is about actual conflict. Which, like, maneuvering logistics, kind of, but not really. Like, a large part of the game is maneuvering your units to cut off his supply lines and starving out his units before you mow him down. So it's a lot of unit maneuvering without combat. Or like point attack, like you attack a single point in his line, try to break through and exploit the point, go behind him and cut his supply lines. Like that's the main forms of gameplay in that game. Oh, his morale dropped to 1. It dropped to 1. Like, it's fun because when you play it, you feel very big brain whenever you do anything, because like the whole game is really just you like making very wide, like long-term strategic decisions that would like make the battle in front of you that looked impossible a cakewalk instead. Like, if you maneuver right and you cut off his supply lines in the right way and you hold those points against him, the battle line in front of you that would have taken like 10 turns to punch through would only take like 2 turns instead, because of your big brain maneuvering. And the game does a lot of that, which is what makes it kind of interesting. Like, it basically tries to mimic the actual like state of World War II, where while there was a lot of like violent fighting, a large part of why people won in the war was due to the fact that logistics failed for both sides. So like, yeah, like logistics ends up being a very big part of the game. Like moving your HQ to keep your units within like the supply line and stuff like that. There's a lot of that within that game. Like, you will need to fight, but like the fighting is not as important in many of the stages as like you maneuvering properly to cut off his supply lines instead. All I'm trying to say is that it's probably a very boomer game, but it's a boomer game that I enjoy. From charges/counters. Fix unit with charges/counters. This sounds very useless. Out of wars and something fights one before it starts. Yeah, it's pretty much the game. It's what Romance of the Three Kingdoms 14 tried to be,
So,
but failed to
there
be.
must be a puppet master here somewhere.
There must be a puppet master here somewhere.
He just sits back from the shadows? What a coward. Still, we don't have time for a search. Let's just bust him up.
I don't know, this is something about the way that was done in that game that was quite interesting. Now, people say the first game is better, and I haven't tried the first game yet. But at the same time, I don't know whether I want to go back to playing the first game, because like it feels like those kind of things where it's like Mount and Blade, right? Where like people say the first game is better because it's like there's so many mods, you can do so much shit, but at the same time it's like, yeah, but like I went back to play it and it felt like shit. Which one I haven't played any FE games, so... Yeah, not a single one. I have no clue what the game I'm talking about. I mean, if you wanted to try either or, you could always try Unity of Command. It's gonna be a lot more complicated than Fire Emblem, but it's cheap on Steam, I think. Or rather, if you get it at the right time, it's very cheap. Because I think like the base game was like what, $20? And the $20 was enough for you to play through the entire like default campaign, which the default campaign was already pretty interesting. And the DLCs tend to be cheaper than the base game as well, so that's nice. They aren't doing the insane thing some games do where the DLCs are like the same price as the base game. Oh yeah, with FE, if you actually someday decide that you really want to try Fire Emblem, I would say play I think it's called Fates in English. If you play the White faction in that one, it might be closer to something that you might enjoy, I feel like, because it's the only version of the game where you have a way to level up your units outside of the main story, because like as you say, most FE games are like, and this game as well, are games where like you typically go from stage to stage, so you have the issue of not being able to catch up certain units. With Fate's White version, you can do that. So like that might be the only version of the game that might actually be closer to what you're looking for. It feels like. Okay, it's only me because I have played like 9 years. Yeah, that's understandable. Like, I think the first FE game to ever be on in English on a Nintendo console was like what was it again? It was that one. The first one to ever be on a Nintendo it was that kind of Ken, the Burning Sword on the Game Boy Color. So like it wouldn't have been something that you would have been able to like play on an older console, yeah. Like for me, the first ever console I had was the Game Boy Color, so it just so happened that it was the... No, sorry, the first ever console I had was the Game Boy Advance, which I think was what that one was on. And that was like, my parents got me a pirated copy of the game, and that's why I managed to play it. It's kind of funny, because it links back to the story I mentioned before, where like my parents used to like drive across the border to the other country that was beside ours, so that like we could get a hold of those games. Yeah, I think she's dead. She's dead, Jen.
It's in the bag.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising how late the first Fire Emblem game was translated to English, to be honest. Like, thinking about it now, probably because of like how much popularity it had now, and like thinking back to it, it feels insane, but like back then it really was like, it took so long. Like the fact that the first console to have it was like the Game Boy meant that like for ages none of it was getting localized as well. Oh. Move him up. Then attack. So a card that can move him up. But yeah, if you've never tried any of them before, hey, you know, piracy is always still a thing. I shouldn't say that, but it's not wrong. Especially for older games, I feel like saying that is fine. Since like with older games, like there's probably no way to like get them in a reasonable way. Because like, are there, I don't think there's any Fire Emblem games on Steam, right? It's the kind of game that probably wouldn't be on it, if anything. So like really the only way you could like play one is probably to pirate it, it feels like. Like more so than whether or not it can be refunded, it feels like the bigger issue is whether or not it can even be acquired. Especially with older games. Like with this or with Unity of Command, it's still possible. And as much as I would want to say I would recommend Unity of Command, I don't know whether I would recommend it to anyone. Like it's fun, but like the reason why I find it fun feels like it will probably make it boring for most people as well. For a lot of people rather, since like it's like if I'm gonna say like, oh yeah, it's a game about like fucking military logistics, it's like it sounds fucking boring. But yeah, I just hate the fact that like Nintendo is just such a bitch with all of its like game availability on other systems. Like, can they not just put their games on fucking like a system where everybody can play it? Like they fucking put it on their own store and then like they don't update their own store, so games just like fucking die and vanish from this world. It's like with WiiWare, you know, if you remember WiiWare. It's like the Wii had its own like indie system thing called WiiWare, and it's like with WiiWare you could essentially download the equivalent of like indie games on the Wii, and it was a pretty cool system. If not for the fact that like when the Wii died, they just didn't transfer anything else onto like other systems. So all the games on WiiWare just like those that were not properly preserved have all just vanished off the face of the earth now. And it feels like with Nintendo that just happens a lot. What? If I get comments about the abandoned games. On the Wii, yeah. No, it was with relation to what you mentioned. It was with relation to what you were mentioning before about using Steam's refund system, because I was mentioning that like with Nintendo games they typically aren't even on Steam in the first place, which is like it makes it kind of hard to get those games, and on top of that is the fact that like even if you could get the console for those games, it's like if the console support has already ended, there's a very real possibility that you won't be able to get it anymore as well, which is kind of sad. In like with the Wii, for example, there was the WiiWare, which is the thing I just mentioned, and WiiWare is like indie games on the Wii, which there were a lot of very cool indie titles on the Wii. That the only issue was that like when the Wii died, they just let every single game on there die. So like games that were not preserved well are just vanished from this world. They just like got like panels stacked from the fucking wall. Emulation. It exists for a reason. And that reason is because Nintendo is a bitch. I shouldn't say that, it sounds mean, but it's the truth. Emulation is the best way forward with stuff like this, it feels like. It feels mean to say, but it's the truth. Oh, it's a bitch. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't get why they have to like be like that with like their games. It's like people love it. Just transfer it. You know, out of all the very horrible games I wanted to play, there was one I really wanted to. The issue is that it's a WiiWare game, and because it's a WiiWare game, I can never get it again, and it will never be up again because the company that made it is fucking dead. I don't really have fun making that not selling anymore. Yeah, it's like what the fuck. Literally, the game cannot be purchased anywhere, and they're like, no, we're not gonna sell it. What do you mean sell the game? It's funny. Oh, you. What's that damage? Hello? We won't care about someone else project. I'm gonna super ass. Yeah. If we can't provide it, no one else will. And we are not gonna provide it either. Literally just that. But yeah, Unity of Command. It's a very hard game for me to want to recommend to others, I feel like. Because as much as I enjoy it, it's a game that is like very it sounds very boring to introduce because it's just like it's a game of 70% logistics. What are your favorite? Of Dead Limbs. Oh yeah, that was a thing. Yeah. I remember seeing that. It was kind of funny. I think I saw it posted as a meme somewhere. And it was both the funniest shit ever and the saddest shit ever at the same time. Is she winning a 1v3? Yeah. Nintendo's notoriety at this point really feels like it just supersedes them completely. On the one hand, all I can say is like I'm not surprised because like Nintendo was like that. Like Nintendo is the epitome of like the old-fashioned traditional Japanese game company, which is like basically the fucking horrible kind. Okay, I need to reset this round. Round is the word. English difficult. Where are we? 40? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't try to fight her outright. I should like go talk to the person instead, right? Wait, what's the goal actually? What I forgot to check what's the objective. Defeat all golems. Okay. So yeah, I'm not supposed to fight her yet, I guess. Like it's not impossible, but the loss to do it does not feel like it's gonna be worth it. I like how she's like, someone must be controlling this thing, and it's like, yeah, no shit. I mean, someone is controlling the things. I mean, she's standing right there. You can see her, Yggdra. What are you talking about?
Thank you, everyone.
But yeah, I don't know. With Nintendo, it always feels like a bit of a sis. Ooh, is that a saxophone? Like if there's one thing I can give Sting credit for, it's that like their soundtracks are pretty nice as well. And it's gone. Yeah, the battle was too short to enjoy it. Like sometimes when we play DICE, I actually do have like some of their soundtracks in the background as well, because it's like at least it runs for an hour on those, and it tends to not have
The
ads.
magic was lifted. These rocks are their true forms.
I hadn't planned on this.
Who's there?
Who's there?
That voice. Is that the White Roses?
Yeah,
I'm betting
boys.
that's the master of those pet rocks.
That flag.
It's the White
Yeah,
Rose
that's
army.
another thing with games like strategy
Why
games
don't
in
the two
general, like
houses
this
have
and
war? What
FE. It's like
happened?
the battle music is really cool at
Hey,
times,
that's not all.
but like the
Isn't that the
battles last for
Imperial
like
Army?
10 seconds, so it's like you don't really get to enjoy the music either. Oh, welcome back, Yuna. Be there if the Moero games sometimes have quick portion. Usually only 5 seconds something to run to the next one.
So you're
Yeah,
right.
it's like
It is the
a lot of
Imperial
these
Army.
games, have that issue. It's kind of sad. Like the
So the
soundtrack is so
Imperial
good, but
Army
it's like,
is helping the White
yeah,
Rose
you
start
get
a
5 seconds of it and then it skips.
It's quite possible. Remember, the Empire
It feels
was
like an
also
issue with
behind
like the design as well. Like
We cannot let the Empire
something was
have its
just
way.
missing with the way they
Let's stop
designed the
this
games.
invasion.
Where like someone didn't like give them the memo that like the spawn rate for monsters is gonna be this high. So they designed like a 3-minute soundtrack which loops every 5 seconds, cause every 5 seconds you get into like a new battle.
Can't
But what,
very well
Infidave?
retreat
Did
from
something
our
happen?
employer. Let's move out.
Bro?
Yes, sir.
Astro Fencer. Astro Fencer sounds really cool for a guy who's like
It's
probably gonna
risen.
get his ass kicked.
Astral Fencer. What is one of the 5 dragon generals doing here?
What? The 5
Five dragons?
dragon?
What are you
The
talking
Bat
about?
Dragon General?
I refer to
twins
the five
happen, or
strongest generals of the
if you get some weird
Imperial
twincest going on.
Sounds like
I
he's
don't
the
know.
guy we need to beat to win this quick.
Or oh yes for you maybe? Was it like some kiss axis moment or something? Oh no. These are fast combat results. Ah yeah, it's like with I find that to be especially an issue of like most of compound hearts like RPG games, like the battles happen so the fact that the battles are made to be so boring and like at times and like everything is autoable and fast forwardable means that like a lot of like they have a lot of good soundtracks, but a lot of it just like you don't get to listen to it because like the game skips through shit so quickly. Oh, I can't give him orders. Cool. But wait, why not just max the Azusa shards though into this? I mean, the twins aren't blue either, right? Or do you really need them? Right, if they let me control him, I feel like that would have been a victory. Auto swap shot, yeah, like why not prioritize like him instead? I mean her instead, Azusa instead. Would have thought that would be better if anything. Oh no, yeah. Azusa and the green twin both use that one instead. It's only the pink twin that doesn't use it. Item break. Yeah, item break? Oh no? Is he gonna... Oh, okay. I thought they were actually gonna break whatever equipment I had.
Get lost!
Also, one bug I found when you are near or on the power exploring, the BGM changes to something different. It keeps on playing until you leave the route, go into a fight. But if you bump into a wall, the music repeats. Doesn't go. I guess it's because you want to go a field that isn't specified as route. It's actually kind of funny that is what's gonna cause it to loop though. Ah yes. Clearly walking into a wall is the best way to tell the game that like you want to go in a way that the fact that works. I think it just sounds like a meme. Oh, you mean like... Oh, I thought you meant that like once it finished pictures playing, it will loop again, but like if you bump into a wall, it will play again. But no, that's even more derpy if you mean that like it resets and replays from the start again. And that's extra derpy, it feels like. Item break. Do you have an item? Item break is so fucked up. Like, come to think of it, like item break means that like if I have an, I mean, like I guess the name is quite like, the name implies it pretty well, but like if I have an item equipped that destroys the item, right? Which is like, in a game with limited items, that's really fucked up. If you left the path, that's so weird that the game would do that though. Like, I guess when it comes to Idea Factory and Compound Heart, it's to be expected. But even then, it's like, it's so derpy that it's mind-boggling. Oh yeah, fun fact, you know the list of those like worst games that I've been playing some of the games on, right? Did you know that one of Compound Heart's early games is also on that list? And it's a game that it's like so shitty and so like no one knows about it that I bet like no one would actually know what that game is. Like in the sense that it's like infamously... No, infamous isn't the right word if no one knows that the game exists, right? Yeah, whatever, it was very bad back in Japan, but like I don't think people outside Japan would have played it because like it wasn't translated and it's on the 3DS as well, which means that we have gotten region blocked. So you feel you just bump into the wall, I think that's how to respawn. Wait, what? Bumping the walls is the best way to wait for girl to respawn if you fail as the way you don't get into more fights. Wait, they respawn if you bump into a wall? No, hey, Experimental! How you doing? You doing good today? Hopefully? No, I believe I'm in this position. Oh no. Not today either, huh? Bruh. Nani? What's up? Did something happen? Oh, wait a minute. No. No, it sounds like things aren't going too well, huh? Wait for some time for her to respond. You're probably meant to walk around, but if you bump the wall, because it's doing something. Ah, yes, of course. You know, bumping into the wall, clearly the best way to progress through the dungeon and the pastime, right? Like, you could take a few steps forward in the dungeon to pass time, or you could just hit your head on the wall and it just passes an equivalent amount of time. That's how it works, right? She has been broken, huh? Sanctuary. Oh, mind change. It's over. There's a power behind it. Still hit the level of power with the voice line from the doors and copy each time. Well, I mean, if it's giving you like some weird carny voice every time that happens, then at least you get some entertainment while banging your head in the wall, right? but okay. I mean, you can think of it as rather than them banging their heads in the wall, it's like you bang your head on the wall and fall onto their thing, and then they make the funnies, right? Wait, so this entire area is gonna like fucking explode or something, right? So I should be looking to run the fuck out of this blue area. It would be nice if they told me that before. Okay, some movies. I mean, I haven't been watching any recently, to be honest. Like, I spent like the last like 2 weeks recovering from like COVID for the most part, editing some videos, and then like the entire 2 weeks has already passed. It's like, man, time passes so quickly. Yeah, I was reading a manga as well. Like, aside from that, I didn't really get much stuff done, sadly, during the entire week. So it's like, in terms of new movies, I haven't been able to watch anything yet, unfortunately. Why, are there any good movies to watch recently though? I mean, if there's any, yeah, I would love to hear about it. Oh! This is what... What was on the Hedgehog movies? Oh, that one I did watch. Though that was quite a lot more back when I watched it. You were asking about the voice acting in it, right? Previously? I'd say the voice acting is fine. Like, in terms of like how fitting is it, I think I prefer the Japanese Sonic voice over the English one. The English one sticks in my head a little more because like I remember it since I was a kid, but like I don't know, I don't like it as much, the English one. Maybe it's because like my brain like links it back to my childhood too much, so it feels childish, but like it doesn't have the same feels to it. I feel like. But yeah, so far that's how I feel about like the Japanese dub for Sonic. Like the Japanese Sonic, no, I guess it's because it's an anime voice actor, so like it sounds more fitting because like it's closer to what I'm used to listening to nowadays, like Japanese voice acting. So it's like, yeah, it sounds like normal Japanese voice acting, I can jive with that. But with English Sonic, it reminds me of the Don't Do Drugs commercial and shit like that. A little too much. Which, yeah, nothing wrong with not wanting to do drugs, but it's the acting itself is a bit weird. Oh, the damage isn't even that high, huh? I thought it was gonna be way more than that. What the fuck? How much damage did he take? Did he even take damage? Root of Deception. Sounds very corny, but sure. So yeah, was there more you wanted to know about like how I felt about the Japanese Sonic dub? Come on, come on, come on, come on! Fuck! No! Ah, that's bullshit. I just needed to steal from him. I just needed it to like charge to the max and it would have been fine. Final game. I feel like there will probably have been something useful to steal from him. If there's one thing I really do not like about this game's design, it would probably have to be the fact that the way they did the item system in this game is fucking shitty. In that, like, the fact that, like, depending on which character enters the building, you get a different interaction. Or, like, depending on which character, like, steps on what house specifically, what you get can change. I find that to be kinda shitty. Like, if the fact that it's like, oh, this character must step on this specific tile in order for you to get the action, it's like, why? It sounds like such a horrible system. He sounds like a fucking power metal band. It's like the cheesiest line I've heard in a long while. Astral Sword, guide me. Did I watch any movies? I'm trying to think of what I've been doing with my time recently, and it's really like a lot of time has just been me spent being unconscious, reading the entirety of Helper. I finished watching Oshinoko, the anime, the Yuri Cafe, but that's all like weeks ago. Like in specifically the last week, in the last 2 weeks, I don't think I watched much. I remember like dying a little on the inside trying to release like those 2 videos 2 days straight in a row though. Because like, I wasn't intending to make the one on like Illusion Studio at first. Cause like literally the news came out 2 days later. I was like, okay, let me see if I can push this out in time. Yeah, I just like within like I think I was like on Saturday night I just rushed the entire thing out and it's like my soul wanted to die by the end of it. Yeah, the anime season is over, the new season has started already. So if you wanted to watch something from the last season, Tonikaku Kawaii is not bad as well. If you're a boomer like me, and you remember Hayate no Gotoku, Tonikaku Kawaii is by the same person with the same like comedic style. So it's kind of nice to see as well. Sorry, but no, hey, come on, you know you are. Accept the boomer in you.
We wouldn't have survived the attack. I'm extremely grateful. A favor like that must be repaid. What can I do for you?
You are welcome. We must ask you something. Why did the White Rose Army...
I remember as a kid, Roswell was one of my favorite characters just because he was a necromancer. I don't know why. Since I was a kid, I always found like necromancers to be really cool.
trust you
It's like when I played Diablo 2 as well, I'm like,
Pillar of light
yeah,
down upon the enemy. That's the word.
you know, Necromancer, yeah,
That light.
yeah, Summon Boner, woo!
The might of the Ankh is unparalleled. Whoever holds it wields an incredibly destructive power.
Barely a millennial, oh no. Stop it, you're making me feel old. Stop it! No! No! Oh, the icon changed color, huh? No! I'm sorry. There's no honey.
Now what do we do?
We're just summoning bonus. It's a very common thing amongst necromancers.
Expect civil war to break out. Verlaine Hills is in no state to help us.
I agree.
Yeah,
More
second season
importantly,
for
this
Tonikaku
conflict
Kawaii.
continues.
Lord Roswell will shoot that Ankh thing all over the place. You
Ah,
saw
fuck, we're
what
not
it
even playing
does.
Minecraft.
It's a bigger
Okay.
threat than any enemy. If he's not careful,
Damn it.
this place is just gonna be
Literally getting a little bit of PTSD from that.
Ares.
exactly.
We must prevent that from happening. Durant.
Wait, did the gunshot not
I
play?
reviewed the ruler of the White Rose.
You mean Lady Rosary of the House of
I was checking the thing because of the... Yggdra,
We just
I'm
trashed her
sorry.
army. You think she'll wanna
I think it's like... Wait, did I set a delay on it? I don't think I set a delay for like... When one... With how much after it has to be played for it. I'm sorry.
General was here.
Why does it feel like sometimes the gun just has issues as well? Like the gun is jammed. Gun is jammed. Where gun?
You're asking me to stop? You know nothing. How dare you speak to me this way? Anyway, if you hadn't meddled, this would already be over.
But didn't you see the power of the Ankh?
What is
If
this?
the war continues, this whole land
No,
will be
it's clearly just a Mozambique or something. That's why it's so
I'm
trash.
aware of that. I'll finish it before that
Chisa
happens.
Kotama. Oh, nice. You did it.
have no
Finally.
intention of backing down?
Well, it all depends on his, Roswell's, attitude.
Lady Rosary.
New synthetic is new game. Let me check.
The Black Rose army is. They're coming.
Okay, no, I have never played this one, I think.
What happened to the patrol unit?
They were decimated. The enemy is almost here. Lady Rosary, please run.
When you said synthetic, I just assumed it was a thing from that Atomic Hearts or something.
That's an order! Open your eyes!
It feels like it could be kind of funny meme that would be in that or something.
He wants a battle, does he? I'll
Wait, is the white mage bimbo gonna help us now?
give him one.
Oh, right, this is the part of the game where it's like the two factions fight each other and we have to like help mediate them.
Talking about, they're already here. It's
Only
too
watched 7
late to
movies.
negotiate.
Oh, were there any interesting ones
Go.
around the ones you watched experimental? It's roguelike with guns and jamming like a game mechanic. Oh no. In the spam
Hurry,
reload
intercept
button
the
when your
enemy.
gun is jammed. I mean, that's kind of funny. I mean, in a sense, it's more realistic to have guns that are actually jammed as well, right? So, yeah.
The White Rose Manor is just past those bridges. Charge!
Now there's a man bent on revenge.
If I recall, like this part of the game, we can only have one or the other helping us though.
It hasn't been that long since the last battle.
The screen gems.
You're right. Something's
Screen
fishy.
gems? Stage 6 movie.
Princess, what should we do?
The what now? So first I'm hearing of that movie.
This time, we must protect the people of the White
Like, I have
Rose.
not heard about that one before at least. Destroy all bridges. Have golems destroy all bridges. Okay. Defeat enemy crosses river. You're one of so many Sony pictures. Ah, yeah, Sony has so many movies, it's hard to keep track of like what they have released even. how well it worked with your reflexes. Hey! Did you not see me playing Tuhu on like normal difficulty? I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, yeah, it didn't really work out as well in Void Rains Upon Her Heart, but it did work in Tuhu, so maybe it will work out, right? Anything that me computer phone screen is about that trying to find missing daughter. Oh! Wait, the whole thing is on computer phone screens? I remember there was a horror movie that tried the same thing, right? But the horror movie like kinda failed instead. Well, I'm guessing this one must have ended up better if anything. It's actually spending a long name messaging it's not on thriller though. Huh. A thriller movie based solely on the mobile phone. That actually sounds like quite an interesting theory. Like, or like, it might be quite an interesting movie to watch compared to the one I was initially thinking of. I can't remember what was the one I was thinking of, as in what the name of the movie is, but I mean, all I remember is that one was very mid.
Rock piles on one side, walking corpses on the other. Sheesh.
What should we do?
You there! If you're going to get in the way, leave now!
I wonder if the movie can be found on like.
But they're
Wait,
already
so
right here.
that whole thing was the
Stop
movie
them.
name, right?
This
So
will be
it's
so much
Screen
scorched
Jam
earth.
/ Stage 6 as the full name of the movie.
Don't you think I know that? That's why I'm having my golems destroy the bridges. You must help.
Stage
Hold
6
them off
film
until the
Screen
bridges
Jams.
fall.
Oh, I found it.
Got
Okay.
that?
I found it.
If
I found
golems
it.
are
No
destroyed,
worries.
we're lost.
I wonder if I can
Make
find it on
yourselves
Netflix.
useful and protect them.
I understand. We shall do it.
All right.
It's like I go on Netflix, all I see is like
Let's go.
anime. Maybe it's because it's Japan, but yeah. Screen Gems isn't on it though. Die, Bona! Oh, their attack is pretty shit, huh? Is their gimmick gonna be that like in Undead and all other games, they just like spam boners at me or something?
Get lost.
Like that their gimmick is gonna be that they have like unlimited numbers and that's how they'll get me. It's very hard to say easy but yeah, very hard. I feel like from very hard to the next difficulty, like the scaling is very insane because isn't it like a 30 level jump or something? It's like it goes from like, what was it, level 40 to just jump straight to like level 70, was it? I think there were a lot. Watch sequel missing yet, but probably may. Where did you watch the movie though? It's kind of interesting that it's like. I mean, if you're saying it's interesting, it probably is. Where do you watch it? Maybe I can go and search there instead. Cause like it doesn't seem like Netflix here has it. Oh wait, no, you probably rented it, huh? Come to think of it. If you did, then it might be tough. As in, for me to also find it more like... Can borrow 3 max Wakamo, not sure if max weapon though. I mean, if you have a max weapon Wakamo, the person is probably a very big whale if anything, so... I wouldn't expect it to be max weapon, but even if they aren't, it'll probably be fine. Netflix, because Sony made the deal with it. Even Spider-Man, something in the best movies. Oh. Maybe it's time for me to crank up that VPN or something. Because like, it's not on JP one at least. So, if I want to find it, I probably need to like watch it on some other countries like Netflix. There'll be service in this one, honestly. You didn't find one of the stream services. Yeah, that's what I thought. You probably found it on like some DVD rental store, didn't you? 2-star weapon. 2-star weapon is already pretty good, right? It feels like that ain't too shabby. But yeah, it feels like a 2-star weapon will go a long way as a saw. Probably could carry with it. Netflix, because the place had the movie package and where I could look and spot is it. Oh. Wait, but how do you even find out about the movie to begin with though? It doesn't sound like the kind of movie that people would typically just like decide to pick up unless they knew something about it, right? Or did you just decide to like just give it a try anyways? Of course, doable. Easy EX though. Yeah, I'm telling you, like the jump and scaling is insane. Like it's a level 40 to a level 70 jump, right? Like they weren't fucking around when they made it, that much is for sure. Because I'm missing this movie, I would recommend watching at home myself because the very nature of the movie really... because the movie like takes place online, right? So you must just watch it at home in a space that feels more like where the movie was reset in. These progress, but when does the rebound mechanic come into play? What do you mean rebound mechanic? Rebound? What, do you think this is Mario Kart or something? Place ball and deflect the ball. I think that was in the second highest, right? Was it EX? I think it was EX. Easter eggs too, so then I'll explain the special features. Oh wait, so you did manage to find a DVD for it, huh? If you actually saw the special features and all that. But yeah, place ball and deflect should be, I think, EX? I mean Extreme? It's a tad bit later on, is all I remember. Thank you, everyone. God bless us, everyone. Yeah, that was the only special features for DVD though. We should have more, but please have it all. It still feels weird that like, I mean, I guess it makes sense that the Blu-ray would have more than the DVD, but it still feels kind of sad that like, there's such a big disparity between the two. Especially for this kind of stuff. You would think that they would just put it online so that people can just like download it and watch it on their PC or something at this point. Like you just put a little piece of paper with the DVD that people can just like use to go online and check it out. That feels like it would have been a good idea, right? At least missing really is commentary and numbers of features. Yeah, that's quite enough if anything. But searching spend very little budget. Searching? Searching? Oh, is that the prequel? I mean, it does sound like conceptually it would have a very low budget, right? Or rather that it will work on a very low budget since like the movie largely takes place in like a single room, so it does sound like something that could have been done on a lower budget maybe. Able for low budget movies. Yeah. It was. No. Wait, isn't Screen Gems a title? It should be. I thought it was the other thing that was the title. Was the No, it was Stage 6 Films, right? Was it Screen Gems? It might be Screen Gems here. Both. Oh, it's both. Okay. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Not DS what to do. It's time to start Genshin. I mean, no, don't do it. It's a joke. Don't actually do it. No! You kid. You kid. You could play something funny. Too late. Oh no, wait, did you actually start Genshin because of that? No, don't do it! Stop! 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 Do not do it. Do not sell your soul to the devil like that. Oh, I thought that's what you meant by like too late. The first banner. Yeah, good. Keep it that way. The last one is probably production teams. Oh, yeah, you might be right, experimental. Yeah. Yeah, it's very confusing, like that there's 3 involved. Like, I guess one is really just a production team, but like, I don't know why, it just feels confusing to me. But yeah, good, keep it that way, no Genshin. Like, if you were really that desperate for a gacha game, I would rather you play Nikkei than play Genshin. Because at least if you play Nikkei, I think your parents would be probably less disappointed in you than if you were to play Genshin. Because at least if you play Nikkei, your parents will be like, oh yeah, you know, at least he's honest to the fact that he's a Kuma. You know, he doesn't play like some like shitty gacha RPG game and pretend to not be a Kuma. 3 5-star characters. Like the fact that they managed to get 3 5-star characters sounds like it's just hacks with how like difficult getting anything in that game is. There's a few of that pull them out. Hell yeah! Like what? Oh wait, no, but they added a spark recently, didn't they? I don't know if there's YouTube video for every number of them. Maybe if there is, it'll help you understand more. Yeah, if there is, let me know. I'll go and give it a watch so it's probably less confusing that way. But yeah, I don't know. FGO recently is very questionable. Very, very questionable. Like, my bigger issue with it is more just the fact that, like, on the one hand, it's kinda nice that they fixed the issue with the gacha in the game being, like, the shittiest thing in the world. But in terms of, like, everything else, FGO still feels like a... Like, to me, the most fun thing about the game back then was just the fact that, like, you could clear everything with like low rank characters. Like the fact that it was possible was what made it fun, but I don't think it's really possible anymore, to be honest. Like, the game has scaled beyond the point where the original design intent of them making a game where, like, low-rank teams were actually viable has stopped being a thing. Like, that was one of the coolest things about FGO at the start, to be honest. Like, I remember doing, like, all of the Guild Fest and shit, the high difficulty stuff with, like, teams of SRs and... not SRs, like 2-star and 1-star, 3-star and below. And it's like, it was so fun to do that because it makes you feel very big brain, especially since like a lot of people couldn't figure that out at all. But then it's like, nowadays you can't do that anymore. Because of all the fucked up shit in terms of the way they've been scaling up everything now. Like, one of my friends was still playing it even like earlier this year, and I saw him play it and I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to play this anymore. It's a good thing I left. So yeah, it might be a good idea to pull him out actually. That's how popular top name is. Well, think about it this way: they made an IP that really appealed to Kumers, but at the same time, they managed to design it in a way that it will make the Kumers feel smart when they play it. Because like the plot sounds kinda deep even though it isn't really that deep. And they were they weren't the first series to use like famous historical characters in it, but like they did it in a way that ended up being really popular at the very least. Which was interesting, I guess. Now transfer the part of the story. Yeah. Gotta transfer all that mana. Though to be honest, it's like the way they transferred mana in Prisma earlier was probably more Kuma than the way they did it in normal plot thing.
That's Leon the Black Knight. The Empire is with them too?
I knew it. The Empire is behind all of this.
Like the whole Kuro being like that. Actually no, the anime really played it up a bit too much. Like in the original Doujin, because like Prisma earlier was a Doujin series, not a manga series. In the original series, it was like you really didn't have stuff like that, and like that tameness actually made it better, I guess.
So run while you still can.
I like how he attacks the one unit that should be weak against. He could have hit Yggdra, who was standing beside the thief, and that would have been super effective, but he chose to hit the knight instead. I mean, to hit the thief instead. Culmination attack. It really did. Like, holy shit, the amount of difference. Like, they turned it into like some Yuri Pond Fest with like the anime. Suffice to say, it was a bit of a shocker. Oh no, they have a cannon as well, huh? Why does everyone have a cannon they shoot me with? I don't fucking understand. But yeah, I don't know, FGO is one of those that feels very questionable. As someone who played it back in the past, I personally hate it. So my opinion on the game is probably not the best to take as a reference, but yeah. Alright! Sure. I mean, actually, yeah. I feel like somewhere within FGO, there lay a sliver for them to have actually made a pretty interesting, like, roguelike-ish game. But instead of making that, they just made FGO into a gacha game instead. Though, to be fair though, like compared to most other gacha games today, it's still not too bad. Like, I feel like there are so many more companies that are still making like stuff that's way more garbage than FGO. Which is not really saying a lot since like, that's a pretty low standard to beat, but yeah, I don't know. Can you even deal damage for guarding like this? Oh, he can. Come on, come on, come on! Just a little, just a little! No! No!
Goodbye.
Oh, thank you, Experimental. Oh, Screen Gems, Stage 6 films, and Best Less production. There's so much stuff on screen at once, like holy shit. It's just bizarre how many different like groups are involved in this production at once. Come on, come on, come on, you fuck, no, 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 no! Forget Sony at the very start too, because Sony does Sony even do anything with all those movies that they make? I feel like they're probably the ones who do the least in terms of like actually contributing to the movie's creation. Come on! Fuck! No! Oh, let me win! I don't want to lose 3 times in a row. No! No! Why do I feel like those spells don't do anything to the leader? Like it wipes out the mooks, but it doesn't hit the leader at all. It's the impression I'm getting from it. Yay! Win! Fight, win, kill! Murder! Anarchy!
Come one, come all. We've got a special on bloody murder today.
Damn, he's a beast. Where did he get all that power?
What do you mean he's a beast? He's the only one that lost a battle. Like his mooks all won, and he didn't.
I can still fight.
Oh, but yeah, there's so many groups involved in making the movie, huh? I'm surprised that the movie is considerable low budget. Or that they managed to keep it so low budget when there were like so many different parties involved in its production.
White Rose had one up her sleeve too?
An Ankh.
Steel? Leon goes up against him. Don't want to get anything back shooting. Huh. You know why? Yeah, I mean it makes sense when you consider the type of movie that was being made. At least it still sounds like they made a better movie than that one horror movie that tried to make a fake online thing as well though. Watching Oregon Trilogy of Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh? The original trilogy, I don't remember all of them very well, but like the first few should have been good at least. How did you find it though? As in, did you like it rather? Maybe the better way to put it. Battles. Yeah, the third one, it feels like the plot is just like all over the place at that point. Like I did not understand the plot at all. Leon's attack is terrifying, but he's kind of shit. No, I'm not getting cocky. There's no cock involved in this.
Get lost!
No. Yeah, so the third movie was just yeah, I really didn't know how to feel about the third one. think like out of all the movies, the one I probably enjoyed the most was the first one still. It's not an issue of like me being like, oh yeah, the sequels are always shit, but it's more just like with that movie, it really did feel like with the first one, the plot was more. It felt like the movie was initially designed to be a one-off. Like the first one was very solid in its design of like the plot.
That was boring.
You're caught 1 hour later. The what now? I have never heard of that one before.
I'm not going down. Like you.
The only meme I heard with like stuff like that was the slightly pedo-ish one, which was kind of worrying. Yeah, if their age is on the clock, then something, that one. Yes, piss off you wanks. Give item.
That was too close for my liking.
Even the Black Knight had to turn tail against that thing.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say the second half. We do not condone that message. Hence why we will not be finishing that message. Thank you, and goodbye.
The Ankh is a means of raising one's magical. If I could collect both of them, I'd be mightier than Veloy, our common ancestor.
Then you're fighting over that Ankh?
Not just me. Roswell wants them too. But he won't get mine.
You've both got one. Why not just call it even?
Why, power like this is the heart's desire of any magician. And of course, I have my domain to protect as well. Roswell is my rival. Naturally, I can't back down.
Neither side seems to be willing to call it off.
Reaching the Lenacy Mountains won't be easy.
Don't forget, we've got to find out what the Empire's up to.
We cannot leave things the way they are.
You're right. But what can we do?
There's lots of seeing my friends and across. Oh no. It's a what time zone pun. Time zone. Oh, you mean the shitty arcade from like back in the day, huh? I see they have it there as well, huh? Or is it not that one? Oh no, wait, it's in a literal time zone. Okay, never mind. I'm being an idiot. Never mind. Yeah. My brain only realized now that it didn't mean that time zone. Falls without warning. Is it an old phone? Maybe that's why. But yeah, I guess I'll call it here for today. Yeah, the game does feel a little too slow for stream, huh? This game. Maybe we'll find something else to do next Tuesday. I'll need to see what other funny games we can play. I mean, we have a bunch since I bought a shit ton of them on Steam prior, so gonna have to see how it goes. But yeah, we'll see. I'll have to think about it in the build up towards next Tuesday. Oh, it's only a few years old smartphone. You see, we live in 2023 now. A few years old is too old. Phones like planned obsolescence is ever more present than before. Where my old Nokia phone could be fired out as a tank shell and probably kill someone and still be usable after. Nowadays, like, phones aren't designed with that in mind, so it might really be an issue with the phone, who knows. Just defeat the Ender Dragon. Yeah, we defeat the Ender Dragon and then we start modding it. It's the plan. So like once my brain has learned the basics, we will play the full modded experience so you guys can have all of your QOL and stuff back in as well. No, it's not on shitty side law, huh? Yeah, maybe we can do the roulette again and figure it out with the roulette. But yeah, it's quite strange if that's the case with the phone though. Like freezing sounds like a performance issue at this point. It's either that or the Twitch app if you're using the Twitch app. Which I wouldn't be surprised if it's an issue with the Twitch app, to be honest, cause that thing ain't too good. I'm not big on Minecraft mods since usually it's even more time spent on the wiki. I mean, if it's like QOL stuff or like UI and stuff like that, it should be fine, I guess. Like, the plan is not to mod it too heavy with like conversion stuff, I guess. Like, more the QOL stuff that they are missing, and maybe we add in like just 1 or 2 additional content mods. Like, we just add in a little bit and see how it goes. Except this time it's mods wiki which can be audited slash incomplete. Ah, yeah, that might be an issue as well, huh? Especially like with wikis for mods. Like, you don't even know if anyone's gonna update it. But yeah, I still have to go back to work tomorrow, so I guess I'll end it off here for today. Oh, welcome back, Experimental. But yeah, I guess I'll be heading off for now. I started yelling for low battery. Yeah, I hate it that like earbuds have that as well. Like the Bluetooth ones, where it's like whenever the battery gets low, it just blasts the sound in your ear to be like, hey, low battery. Low! And it's like, fuck, no, please, my ears. Stop it. But mine has a sound for whenever it starts up as well, and I hate it so much. Like, yeah, I heard it. You don't have to like burst my eardrums to let me know that the earphones have turned on. Maybe it's time to get the Kuma VTuber the earbuds instead. Then you get like, I don't know, Mori ASMR whenever you like turn on a thing. I think that was a thing with the I thought constant loud was a good thing to put into earbuds. Yeah, I don't understand why so many of them have it. I hate it so much. Like when I turn it on, I have to like hold it away from my ear and my hand, wait for the sound to play, and then put it in. It's like, why? It's a fucking horrible design. But well, who knows? Maybe if you get a VTuber ASMR one, it wouldn't be as bad. Right? Smartwatches and vans vibrating long like crazy for low batteries. Yeah, it's a good thing I have none of those, so I can't relate to like smartwatch things at all. Like the closest thing I have to that is a Fitbit, and I keep forgetting to use the Fitbit because I'm too fucking lazy to like charge it. You would think that something as simple as like putting the Fitbit into a charger would be something that a normal person would do, but like I just get so lazy I can't even be asked to do that. Deeply hate the decisions. Yeah, a vibrating watch sounds like not fun at all. At the very least. But yeah, lazy. Yeah, like and the man's laziness to even do the most basic of things. I don't know why either. It just do be like that. But yeah, oh, normal. Eh? Hey, I'm not saying I'm normal. I'm just saying normal people will probably charge the thing, right? Surely? Or do they also get very lazy to like charge stuff? Maybe they do. I don't know. I don't even know what normal means. Because I charge on weekends and find a bit more. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like usually I don't remember to charge it, then it just like, especially on weekends. Like on weekends, I tend to forget to do a lot of stuff. Like especially when it comes to charging my phone as well. A bit more. Mi Band? Maybe. Could consider it in the future if I get a new one. Like now I'm just worried about getting a new one because I don't want to waste that money of like getting a new one and then just not using it at all. Using one of Mi Bands now. Oh. Is it like a bit but different? I mean, if it's better, I could maybe consider getting one. But yeah, okay. I guess I'll head off for now. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Hopefully it's not too rough of a day, so enjoy and take care. I'll be heading off for now. We will do Void Heart Rain thing tomorrow, since that was the plan, and then we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll improve by this time. Hopefully. I'll watch Lost City of D. When you need to know. That's the features. Oh no. That's quite unfortunate. The lack of features really does feel quite sad though. Although yeah. Lost City of D. It sounds like some Kuma thing. Just because there's the D in its name and all. I don't know if you're curious. Lost City of D. Yeah, if I have time I might watch it. I don't know why it's called of D though. Like that it doesn't seem to be in the title, but yeah. Oh, it's based off the novel called that. Okay, got it. Yeah, I might give it a watch. Although that would be probably like way later on when I get the time to watch it. It's totally different. Oh, is that why? Just because there's like multiple different movies within the series and all. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Though it does feel a little weird for some reason. But yeah, pun intended. I watch a pretty coincidental. Well played, good sir. But yeah, okay. This time for sure. I'll be heading off for now. Really need to get some rest for work tomorrow. So y'all have a good day. Enjoy your rest of the day. Remember to get some sleep later in the day. I'll be heading off now. So take care and bye bye.